So this is the Essentials Shopping App Design by YueYue. So I'm going to design this screen now. This is the second video of this playlist, and here is our next design. So this is the Essentials Shopping App Design by YueYue. So I'm going to design this screen now. So here are three screens. First is the home screen, and there is the detail screen, which is Essentials screen, and this one is the category screen. Okay, so let's start from the home screen. So let us take a brief look on it. So here is a column with an image, and then there is a text, and after that there is a grid view because all items are in a grid form. And here is an app bar which is over the image. So we will design this. So I'm going to create a new project. I will call it as FDC-2. So our project is ready. So I'm going to run this on Windows. So here is our running app. Now I'm going to remove all the unnecessary code from this main.dart file. So I don't need this widget now, and I'm removing the comment as well. And for the home screen, I'm going to create a new file. So inside the libs directory, I'll create a new folder and I'll call it as pages. And here I'll create a new dart file with name home.dart. And here I will create a stateful widget and I'll call it as home page. And I'll use that page here. Just use const before the page name so that this widget will not rebuild on state changes. So this is how our home page is looking. So now just start building this. First of all, I'll build this main container and then I will work on the app bar. So we need a list view so that we can show everything here. So I'll return scaffold from here because I have already told in previous video that we need a material widget so that we can use as parent for our main page. So for the scaffolds page, so in body I'll pass list view. Scaffold required a body. Body is the main content of the scaffold. So if I save this, so here is a blank screen which is our scaffold with the list view. So let us start with the first child. So this is an image view. So for free image, I'll use Unsplash, and I'll choose image from here because Unsplash have copyright free images. So I'll find image similar to this image. I'll search for men fashion. So I'll use this image. So I'll download this in small size and I'll move this inside the project directory. And here I'll create a new folder with name assets, and another folder inside the assets folder with name images. And here I'll paste my image and I'll go inside the pubspec.yaml file, and at the bottom of this file I will link my assets folder. So I'll just going to uncomment this, and here I'll use assets/images/ so that my app can access images folder inside assets. And at the end of the images I have added /, which means I can access all the files inside the images folder. So now I have to run flutter space pub space get so that latest change from YAML file get populated. Okay, so now it's done. Now I'll use image widget here. So image.assets so that I can use image from assets, and the path will be assets/images/name of the image. I'm going to copy name with extension and I'll paste it here, and let us check the design. Okay, so this image is looking like this. So now let's move to next page. So here is overlay text on this image. So I'm going to wrap this image with stack so that I can use overlay text on images. So I'm going to wrap this image with column and I'll change this column to stack. This is a shortcut to wrap the stack because there is no option to directly wrap any widget with the stack. But stack is similar to column because stack also has children property and column also has a children property. So I just wrapped that image with column and then renamed column to stack to save my time. Okay, so now I'll write text view here, and the text is essentials, and in the next line there is the second delivery. So here is our text. So now I have to change its alignment and its styling as well. So let us work on styling first. So I'll use default text style from our main theme. So I'll use theme dot of the main context dot text theme, and then I'll use header large. Yes, header large is okay, and I have to make this bold with white color. So I will use the copy with function so that I can copy this theme with my own properties. So here I'll pass font weight to font weight dot bold and color to colors dot white, and I have to use question mark here because this headline large is optional property. So now I'm going to move this text to center bottom. As you can see, the text is at the bottom of the image widget, but first of all I have to set fixed height to this stack widget. So I'm going to wrap this with sized box so that I can give it a fixed height, and then height will be a desired height. So I'm going to use 400, and let me see. Yeah, 400 is I think okay. Yes, 400 is okay. But as you can see now, image is not showing properly because we have to fit the image to this stack widget. But if we go inside the images directory if we check the dimensions, this image, due to its height, width of the image is decreased. So I'm going to change the box fit of this image so that it will show on full width. For this I'm going to use fit property here, and I'll pass box fit dot contain, and I also have to make this image full width. So I'm going to use width with double dot infinity so that it will take all the space. And yes, but image is cut from top, so I have to work on that as well. To fix that, I have just increased the height of that stack widget, but instead of this image I'm going to find another image so that I can show it properly. I'm going to use free image, so I have selected free here. This image will work for us because there is a big space on top. So I'm going to download the smaller version, and same I'll move that image to our images directory, and I'll use this image here, and I'll decrease the height. Yes, now this is showing properly. Now I have to move that text to the bottom, and I'll wrap that text with the align widget. So I'll use wrap with a widget, and I'll name it as align. And here I have to pass alignment property, and alignment will be alignment dot bottom center. And yes, now the text is at the bottom of the stack in the center, and I have to make that text in center as well. The text alignment is not center. So in the text I have to set a property which is text align, and I'll pass text align dot center. And yes, now our text is looking same as the design, but our text is not visible properly because there is a overlay color as well. There is a grayish overlay, so I'm going to add that gray overlay as well. So here I'll create a container, and here I'll pass decoration and then the box decoration so that I can decorate the box. Basically container is a widget which is same as the sized box, but we can pass color or decoration to that container. Decoration means if I want to set custom image or gradient or anything else apart from the color, then I have to use the decoration. But if we want to set a color, then we can pass color property with color like colors dot black, and with opacity, let's say 0.30. As you can see, now color is applied, but I think it's not a color, it's gradient, because here color is darker and here color is lighter. So I'm going to create a gradient here so that I can show same effect like this. So instead of color, I'll use decoration, and then in the box decoration there are few properties like border, image. I can pass image as well. So if I have a gradient image or I have any background image, then I can pass it here. But I want to use gradient, so here is another property which is a gradient. So I'm going to use that gradient property. So here I'll use the gradient, and then I'll use the linear gradient. So there are 3 types of gradients. If you don't know about those types, you can search on Google that what's the difference between linear, radial and sweep gradient. So I'm going to use linear gradient here, and I have to pass colors. So in the colors, I'll pass colors dot black with opacity 0.10 and with opacity 0.4. So I'm going to create a color gradient with 0.1 to 0.4. As you can see, here color is more darker than this, but we want this lighter area on the top, so we have to rotate this gradient. So here is another property to rotation, to rotate the gradient, which is the transform. So we can use gradient transform to transform our gradient. So here gradient rotation and the rotation. And yes, now the darker area is at the bottom. If you are not sure if it's rotated properly, then we can change the color for now so that we can easily differentiate. So I'm going to use green here with opacity 9, and I'll use red here with opacity. So our green color is at the bottom right and our red color is on the top left. So we have to rotate it more. So instead of 45, I'm going to use 1.5. And yes, now green is at the bottom and red is at the top. So now we can change the colors. So I'm going to replace it with black, and this one as well. And here 4 and here will be 1. And yes, now it's looking fine. So instead of with opacity 0, I'm going to use transparent here. So now our gradient is showing like start from transparent and till black with opacity 0.8. Okay, so now I have to move that text from bottom. So I'm going to wrap that text with padding, and I'll pass the bottom padding. So here I'll use only, and the bottom padding will be 48. And yes, it's looking same as the design. So now let us move to the next element, which is the text. So I'll use that. So that would be outside this sized box, and here I'll use the text visit, and the text will be the second delivery. And I have to change the style as well. So I'm going to use default style, which is theme.of text style text theme dot heading medium. I think heading small will be okay for this. Yes, heading small is just fine, and I have to change boldness of this text. So I'll pass it here. So I'll use dot copy and font weight dot bold. And yes, now it's bold, and I have to move this in the center. But and you have noticed, and if you have noticed that there is a small gradient line from start and at end as well. So I have to create that as well. So I'm going to create a function for this visit. So I'll create a new function and I'll name it as let's say heading. So I'll name a function with build heading, and here I'll return the row, and here I will return a row, and I'll move that text inside the row, and I'll use that function in the list view. Now I have to create this line and this line. So this is a simple line with a gradient. So For this I will use container, and containers width, I'm not going to pass width to that container because I'll use expanded visit so that I can take all available space. But now I have to pass height, so I'll use 4 as a height as for now. And then I will use decoration and box decoration, same as I did above. And here I have to use gradient and then linear gradient, and then colors, and colors will be colors dot transparent. And I think the color is same as image, so I'm going to copy that image as well. So I'm going to copy that color and comma at the end. Let's see how it's looking. So it's not showing because we have not provided any width to that container. So I'm going to copy paste that container and I'll use that here. Now I'll wrap that container in expanded visit. And same I have to do with this. As you can see, now there is a gradient line. So I have to change color of the start so that it will look like that. So instead of 8, I'll use 4. Yes, and 4 here as well. That's it. So I have to change color order so that it will look like this. I'm going to shift transparent at the bottom, and that's it. Okay, so now I have to create that small square box. So this is also a container with fixed height width. So here I'll use same height and same width, but I think it's not a gradient, so I'm going to use color here directly with instead of decoration, and I will use this color. That container is not showing because there is no space, and according to design there is a small space, so I'm going to add space there. So I'll use sized box with width, let's say 6, and yes, here is a small box, and I'll do the same here. And yes, now I have to add spacing between text and the box. So instead of sized box, I'm going to wrap this container with padding so that I can pass right and left padding. So I'm going to wrap this with the padding, and here instead of all I'll use only, and left padding is 6 and right padding is 12. And I'm going to remove this size box and let me check. Yes, and I have to do the same with this container. So I'm going to wrap this with padding and then only, and left will be 6 and right will be 12, and I have to remove that size box, and that's it. Sorry, the left will be 12 and right will be 6. Yes, now it's looking like this. Now I have to add padding from top and bottom, also right and left. So I'll wrap this row with padding, and instead of all I'm going to use symmetric here so that I can pass horizontal and vertical padding. So horizontal padding is 12 and vertical padding is 42. So 42 is not good, so I'm going to use 32 here. No, 28, 24, yes, 24 is fine. And now I have to create that grid view. So here I have to create a new function which is build grid view, or simply build the grid, and I'll create that function and I'll return the grid view. Okay, so now I have to pass the grid delegate. So grid delegate is just definition of how our item will be displayed. So here I'm going to use sliver grid delegate with fixed cross axis count. Okay, so cross axis count will be 2. Cross axis means how many items will be in the horizontal layout. So I'll pass 2 here, and next is the children. But if I use that grid view, then I have to copy paste my children here. But in this example, I'm going to display same products. So instead of grid view, I'll use grid view dot builder, and grid delegate will be same, the sliver with fixed cross axis count, and the cross axis count will be 2, and then our item builder, and here our builder will be context and the index. So this filter is the definition of our item. So how are building our items, and for our item I'm going to create this design so that I can use it inside the grid view. So for this I am going to create a new folder inside lib directory, and I'll name it as views, and I'll name it as product underscore item dot dart, and that will be a stateless visit product item. And here I have to use an image, then text, then again text, then again row. Actually this is not text, this is a row with the text and icon. Okay, so I will use image here. So basically this is a column, so I'm going to use column as a parent, and first children is image.asset, and I'm going to find similar image like this. So I'm going to search quote here. So I'm going to use this image, so I'll just download that image and I'll move that image to a project, and yes, now I have to use name of that image. So now here it will be assets slash images slash our image name. So I'm going to save this and I will use that product item inside the grid view. So from here I'm going to return product item, and I have to pass item count to grid view so that I can show multiple items. So after that I'll pass item count and let's say 20. As you can see, but our grid view is not showing because we are using grid view inside list view, and it's not possible to use a scrolling widget inside another scrolling widget. So we have to make this non-scrolling. To do that we can pass physics here, and the physics will be never scrollable scroll physics. Okay, and I have to pass another thing which is shrink wrap, and I'll pass true here. Shrink wrap means take the whole space. I have to stop debugging. So my app is stuck, so I have to restart my IDE. So here is the output. So I have to increase the height of this item so that it will display properly. So the child aspect ratio is 1.0, which means items will be with same height width in the grid view. So I have to change the ratio, and here I'll use 1.3. No, I have to use 2.7, I think. Yes, I'm going to use 2.9. Sorry, 2.5. 0.5. Yes. And there is a small border, so let's create that border. So we have to work on that product item because this particular item is the product item, and these all items are displaying 20 times because we have passed a static item count which is 20. And I'm going to wrap this image with container so that I can pass border, and I have to use the box property here, and I have to pass decoration property here, and that will be box decoration. And here is a border property, and we can use that would be border.all. So I'm going to pick color from this image. You can use any color picker. Yes, and here I'll use the color 0x and the color code. So default border is 1. I'm going to pass 2 here so that it will show properly. Yes, 2 is okay. Next thing is that I have to add spacing between those items and from right and left as well. So to give right and left padding, I have to wrap that grid view with the padding, and I'll set the padding to 12. Yes, and now I have to pass the space between those two items. For that I can pass here's a property which is cross axis spacing and the main axis spacing. So I'll pass cross axis spacing to 8, and that's it. So here is the small spacing between both of those items. And next thing is that I have to create a row here. So I will go inside the product item, and here I'll create a row and then children, and first children is text, which is fear of God, and the next is icon, and I'll use heart icon here, and there would be heart icon, maybe it's favorite. Yes, it's favorite icon. And let me check if there's outlined icon. Yes, I need that one. Okay, so now I have to save that. So I have to add spacing here. So I'm going to use spacer here to take free space. And yes, now I have to change style of that text, and I'm going to pick text color. So here I have to pass style and then text style. Colors will be color 0xFF and the color code, and font weight will be bold, and let me check the output. Yes, now it's okay, but the text is in capital letter, so I'm going to use dot to uppercase function, and yes, now it's showing same as the design. And I'll use same color to that heart icon, and the heart icon is smaller in design, so I'm going to change size of that heart icon as well. So here I'll copy that colors, and yes, now I have to change size as well. So size will be, I think, 18. Yeah, 18 is okay, and I have to use size box here with height of 4, so that I can add a little space between that image and that row. Okay, and next is the text. So the text is same as this heading, so I'm going to use the same text visit here. So I'm going to copy that text, this one, and I'll paste it after the row, and the text is wool overcoat. Yes, so yes, this is wool overcoat, but the text alignment is center, but we don't need center alignment here. So I'm going to change cross axis alignment to cross axis alignment dot start, so that it will start from start. Yes, that's okay. And the next one is another row with amount and arrow. So here I am going to create another row, and then children, and here is the text. That text is same as this one, so I'm going to copy that text and that spacer and that icon as well. And now I'll remove that color property from here, and I'll pass amount here. So I'm going to escape that $sign, and then price, that would be, I think that would be okay. And then arrow icon, so I'll use arrow, and that would be arrow. Next, let me find similar to that icon. Yes, that icon would be okay. And yeah, that's it. Now let me save this, and yes, it's showing properly. So this is the same as design. So now I have to remove this extra spacing from here, and rest is okay. I think that icon is too small. I have to increase the icon size, and 20, 22, yeah, 20 would be okay. So I'll use 20 here as well, and yes, it's looking fine. So to remove that extra spacing, I have to decrease the cross axis, yes, that child aspect ratio. So I'll use 2.6 here. No, I think, yes, that's okay. So this is our home design, but there are two things left, like that app bar and that bottom bar. So I'm going to create that bottom bar first. So here I'm going to create a function, build bottom bars. So that bottom bar has a gray color, and then there are few icons with text, and selected icon has a black color. So I'm going to do that. So basically that's a row, so I'm going to return row here, and let us start from the item. So I'm going to create another function for that particular item, so that I can use that common item in all these row for all children. So I'm going to create build bottom bar item, and from here I'm going to return column, and that column has an icon and then the text. So I'm going to take icon from the parameters, so I'll use icon data here. That would be icon and the string text. So here I'll use icon and then our icon and then text with our text. Okay, so now let's use that in this row. So icon will be icons dot home and text will be home. Next is category, and category icon will be, I think, category, and then search, and then like, and its favorite, and that would be pick, and then my for profile, and that will be like person. Yes, so now I have to use that bottom bar in that scaffold. So in the scaffold there is a property which is bottom navigation bar, and here I'll pass my bottom navigation bar, and let me see how it's looking. Okay, so here's the design, but as you can see now everything is gone, and the main reason is that this bottom bar is taking whole space. So I'm going to change main axis size to main axis size dot min, and yes, now this is showing at the bottom. So now I have to add padding to it. So the padding is like 24. So let me add padding to that column, and I'll use 24. Yes. So next thing is that for selected item I have to change the background to black, and for normal items I have to change the color to gray. So I'm going to copy that gray color code, and here I have to wrap that padding with container so that I can change background color. So I'm going to wrap this with container, and here I have to set the color. So I'll use colors, and that would be 0xFF my color board. Okay, so our main color is now changed from that pinkish to the gray one, but we have to show selected as well. So here I'll use a boolean property for is selected. So if the item is selected, then I'll show the black color, otherwise I will show the gray color. I'll use ternary operator here. So if it's true, then I'll use the colors dot black, otherwise I'll use that gray one. Okay, so now it's showing as black because there's no item selected. So here I'll pass true, and instead of passing false to all items, I'm going to pass default value to it. So default value will be false. So I have to make this optional and named parameter. So I'm going to wrap this with curly braces, and yes, now I have to pass this like is selected and true. And let's check this, and yes, now it's showing as black, but now icon and text is not visible. So we have to change color of that text and icon. So default icon color is grayish and selected item color is white. So here I have to use same code, and then I'll change icon color, and I'll pick the icon color from here. Yes, and I'll do the same for text, and I'll copy this same code. And yes, if the item is selected, then color will be white, otherwise color will be that gray one, and the same will be here. And now check the output, and yes, now selected item is showing like this, and unselected item is showing like this. You can use default bottom bar as well, but maybe design of that bottom bar will be different, but you can customize that bottom bar as well. But I'm not going to use default bottom bar, so I have created my own bottom bar from scratch. And now the last thing is that app bar. So this app bar is showing as an overlay over the main content. So whenever we scroll this, so that app bar will stay here. So if I use default app bar, like if I use app bar in the scaffold, then I will not be able to show that app bar over the. So I'm going to use app bar, and I'll use default app bar here. And if I set this, then here is our app bar, which is showing above our image. So I want to show that app bar over the image, and I have to use that app bar within our main list in our body. So I'm going to remove app bar from here, and I'm going to wrap this list view in stack so that I can show app bar over the list view. So I'm going to wrap this with column, and I'll change that column to stack. And after the list view, I'm going to show my app bar here. So I'm going to create another function which is build app bar, and I'll create that function here, and I'll return a row here, and first item of row will be floating action button, and default listener, and child will be the icon. So I'm going to use any icon. So I'm going to use child, and the child will be icon, and icon will be icon start. Which one should I choose? I think so this button is for offers, so I think I don't have any icon like offer. So let me check. I think that would be okay. And another one is the search and then the cart. So I'm going to duplicate this. So I will duplicate that floating action button, and here I'll use search icon, and here I'll use cart icon. Cart, shopping cart. I think that would mean shopping bag. And yes, we have to make that circular. So here I'll pass shape, and the shape will be circle border. And yes, I'll copy that shape to all floating action buttons. And that's it. So now I have to change the background color and the icon color. So background color will be, so I'm going to pick that background color. So here I'll pass the background color, so that would be color and 0xFF and the color code. And after that, foreground color, that would be colors dot in white. Yeah, it's white. And now let me check the design, and yes, that icon is showing same as I think that icon, yeah, that's fine. So now I'm going to apply same property to all my floating action buttons. Now I have to arrange its alignment and spacing between those buttons. So I'm going to wrap this row with padding, and padding from top will be 64. So I'm going to use symmetric so that I can pass vertical and horizontal space padding. So horizontal padding will be 12 and vertical padding will be 64. So the padding from top and bottom will be 64. So let me check. Yes, now I have to add spacer here, and I have to add size box with width of 12, and that's it. Our design is done. So here is our design, which is same as our provided design. So if you want to change font color, then you can follow my previous video, which is Flutter Design Challenge 1, and I have used a Google Fonts package to change font of the whole app. You can use same package here, and you can choose your desired font. And for the icons, you can find them on Lat Icons, or you can find from any other third-party websites. So I'm just ending this video here. If you want me to design second and third screen as well, then you can add comment to this video so that I can design second and third screen as well.
Thank you for watching this video. Please subscribe to my channel and share with your friends as well, so I can create more valuable content for you. Follow us on other social media accounts as well. Links are in description of this video.